Hey, it's your boy Dr. BoomStick, and well, today guys, it's going to be a little bit different. Now, we're going to go over some mechanics that you should already know in the game. Some of you guys are going to click on this video and be like, yeah, I already know all this crap, bye. Others might stick around and learn a thing or two, so it's going to help you get better at PvP and PvE. First thing we're going to look at is how to actually start PvP. Now, there's a few ways, just like this one right here, for example. We are in a workshop, and, well, I'm trying to get the guy distracted because I did get reports that he was using a hacked 50 cal. So, did you catch it? Did you catch what I did right there? The big box that pops up. He was distracted, so I went ahead and greased him. Now, outside of workshops, this is the way you can initiate natural PvP. By getting attacked or attacking somebody. Now, it's always best for someone to go ahead and attack you first. The reason that is because if someone attacks you, then you get the first hit on them. And if you're using a decent weapon or whatever, they shouldn't last long at all. Now, they will be able to seek revenge and come back and try to get the drop on you, which we'll get to that in a minute. Now, another way that PvP can be initiated is if you don't put passives on, you have unstable isotope or electrically charged mutations on. See? My good friend Nude here, he's had me test this out. We were not hostile until electrically charged procced. Now, it procced, and he's wanted. He can just grease me. See, I didn't attack anybody at all. Did not put my fist up or anything. So let's do that again. This time only passives on. Only difference. So he's going to go up and start punching on me again as soon as he puts his 50 cal away. Look, nothing's happening. Nothing at all is happening. So if you don't want to be forced into PvP out in the world, it's simple. Just turn pacifists on. Now, it used to be, what we're doing right here used to bypass pacifists completely. Now, we're going to talk about getting the drop on people. Getting the drop on someone is usually the best way to get the first win on the first round. Just like I just did. The guy didn't know anything was going on. He was all hunky-dory, not paying attention. So always pay attention at workshops. That goes for PvE too. Always pay attention. Now, here's another example of me getting the drop of somebody. Yeah. He just minding his own business, not paying attention to nothing. And he got greased. Now, another thing that you need to know is you need to know your weapons. Watch this. See? You catch it? Happened real quick, so we'll take another look at it. Alright, so shotguns. They are a pellet spread, and all the pellets don't exactly hit all the time. Now, you've seen the 2 there. Now the rest of the numbers are back there. The 14 and 13. They are the splash damage from the explosives. So, yeah. And at long range here, I always use my laser rifles. Just because, well, I have them. And as you can see, I'm able to pick them off fairly simple at long range. Now, close ranges, Gatling plasmas work, shotguns work as well. See? Yeah. So it's important that you guys know your weapons and what they're capable of. Now we're going to talk about cover. And spawn protection. When someone spawns in, they got a 30-second window. But did you see what just happened there? I was getting lit up, and because I had the high ground, the only thing I was able to do is just simply back up, and he was unable to damage me. And then when I thought he was reloading or whatnot, I just simply walked up and started popping him. And it works. That works in PvE as well. Now, here's another thing about the high ground and cover. Another example. See how he was able to just dip behind that the roof there? Yeah. Another thing you need to watch out for too, both in PvE and PvP, is a stagger. Anytime you drop from high distance, you're going to get staggered. Now, let's talk about avoiding damage. Some more examples to cover. Now, this guy right here was straight up using a hacked 50 cal. This is the best example I can give you to be able to survive those types of encounters. Yes, he is destroying my base, but that's okay. Bases are insanely cheap to rebuild. All I did was got out of cover there from the water tower, got up top, got the high ground, and just start lighting him up. Now here's the examples of the high ground not being high enough. Yeah, they had the high ground, but they had no cover, so that's not going to do them but good. Now, watch this cover move right here. He's got the high ground, so he's got the tactical advantage, but I got cover. So see, I could sit here all day long if I wanted to and just let him come to me. Which would be a good idea sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Because some people can be all sneaky and sneak up on you, get the drop on you. See the first examples. And grenades. Grenades are freaking awesome. Especially if you're low level trying to take on a higher level player. Because typically they're not expecting it. And they do massive amounts of damage, as you just seen. Here's another example. Threw a bunch of grenades. I missed pretty much a lot of them. But see how he flipped in the air though? He had the high ground, but he had no cover. And when he comes down, when he came down, well, there's a grenade getting ready to explode in his face. Another tip, both PvE and PvP. Don't be afraid to use your 8 items. Don't be afraid to overuse them. Spam the ever-loving Jesus, Pete, and whatever out of them. Because you know why? You can always go get more. They're not a finite resource. They're plentiful in the wasteland. You just got to know where to get them at. Which I have some links in the description on where to get, you know, the general stuff that you do need. I mean, look at all that damage I'm able to tank. These particular people are using hacked weapons, nuclear window lasers, hacked 50 cals, things like that. Here's something you don't do. You never run into a workshop without the intention to fight somebody. Okay? Because, yeah, it's never going to end well for you. Another thing not to do is get in range of them daggum Teslas. Always fight them at a distance. Because, yeah, chances are they're going to win. Unless you got some kind of heavy leather assassin sentinels. Yeah, you're going to be toast. And never run in all willy-nilly without a plan of attack. Especially if you're fighting more than one person. Because it will never end well for you. And don't complain too much about the spawn bug. It happens. And never get an inventory or your menus whenever you are in a PvP battle or PvE battle. Because again, it will not end well for you. And never fight in God mode. I understand it does happen sometimes. And you may not know about it until you start getting hit and you don't see your health go down or anything like that. Fighting in God mode is just, it's cheap, cheesy, and it's just, it's unfair. I mean, you can't kill something you can't damage. So, do the honorable thing. Log off. Log back on. Or just offer them the GGs right there and go on about your business. I was lucky enough to have somebody on the server with me, so I did the log off and log back on. And go back for some more. Now, this is kind of an unspoken rule about PvP. This is what gets PvPers a bad name. Them going around and griefing people's bases like this right here. Now, the story behind this right here, guy got baited into attacking the wanted player. And the wanted player had friends around, and they just absolutely destroyed his base. Don't be those guys. Don't be the Karens or Rogers of Fallout. Because that could happen to you. Link for this video will be down in the description as well. If I can remember to put the links in. But yeah, just don't do that, guys. It never ends well. Because at that exact moment, he knew he messed up. Now, this will happen to you a lot. You will absolutely get your butt handed to you more times than not. But it's part of the game. Don't get salty about it. Simply go up and ask the guy, hey man, what are you using to kick my ass with? And then have a conversation about it, because that's the way you get better at PvP. Plain and simple. And never forget to give the GGs. That is the most important thing about PvP.
Oh, good fight, guys.
Is it good games?
Wish my heart.
Always fun, man.
Yeah, throw a couple cores in the bag here.
Hey, BoomStick, let the rest of your crew know, man. GG. It's fun fighting you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the last thing you never do, you never forget to thank people for supporting you. So thank you for watching. And I want to send a super thank you to RealKennyRay for help supporting the stream. And by the way, this is only a part 1. Other videos I'm going to go over be armor sets, weapons, chems, buffs, alcohol, everything that you need to know about getting better at both PvP and PvE. Until next time, guys, this is Dr. BoomStick, and I will see you in the next video.